Hi friends, thought I'd ask you a very simple question today, which is how do you display your loose vintage collection? I ask because I realize the way I do it is kind of nuts. This may just be my perception of the hobby, but my perception of the hobby is that what everyone is after in the way things are sculpted, in the way they're accessorized, etc., is absolute screen accuracy, and they want ecosystems of characters that all work together. It's one of the reasons we're all so obsessed with getting the whole Bad Batch. We don't want just one Batcher. We want all of the Batchers because that's how you display them. You put them all together. And then I realized that ain't what I do. So I thought I'd show you what I do and ask that you weigh in the comments with what you do with your loose figures. Let's start by having a look at the centerpiece of my collection, which when I bought, I actually thought, this is it. I never need anything else for the rest of my life, which lasted about 11 minutes. Jabba's sail barge. I call it the Ship of Dreams, and yeah, that's a Titanic reference. And basically the take for the display is, if I was gonna throw the biggest Star Wars party I could think of and invite everyone I like, who would be there? And that became who was on the barge. There's no attempt to really kind of stick to canonically who is there at that moment in Return of the Jedi. Although there are some areas that are like a little bit more screen accurate than others. But for the most part, it's sort of just, who do I like? Who do I want on the barge? Who do I like the idea of just having on this giant roving party that's floating across the sands of Tatooine? And then within the environment, I do kind of little mini scenes. Like I have this scene here where, for whatever reason, a First Order executioner is trying to kill CB-23, and all the rest of the droids are coming out of the darkness to kill him. Over here, I've got young Princess Leia speaking to an older version of herself who is in disguise as Boushh, as though Boushh were a time traveler, and has not revealed to her younger self that she is indeed Leia. Diego Luna always wanted to touch Jabba, so he gets his chance in my sail barge. Meanwhile, over here, following the sail barge around, we have one of Jabba's many skiffs, but on my skiff, it's the skiff of the Lukes, which I don't even know why I came up with that idea, except for the fact that obviously Hasbro has gifted us with so many Lukes. And so I've kind of got every era of collecting represented here, all the way back to the Kenner line and the very early Power of the Force 2 line with that Stormtrooper Luke, which he's yellowed as hell, but I still love that figure. At one point I had the Imperial Transport out here, and I just had it filled with every Rose Tico that I had, and any other kind of female hero that I wanted to throw in there, and I called them Rose's Rebels. The real question is what to do with the Jabba's palace environment. My initial take was I was just going to put Disney Plus characters in there, but as you can see, that's I've drifted from that a little bit, and it has become another environment of sort of whoever do I like at this particular moment, I'll just throw them in there. I can certainly say with confidence that this will never be Jabba's throne room, and it will never be Boba Fett's throne room. It will always be Big Fat Bib hanging out in the throne room, because 80% of the reason I bought this playset, unfortunately, is I really wanted the Bib figure. So yeah, let me know down below. I mean, I know there's a lot of dioramists out there who are very, every time I see like someone who really did like the Battle of Endor, I'm like, that's amazing. I haven't done that for one reason, because I just don't have the space to have whole planetary environments in my place. That's kind of one of the reasons I think I went a little bit more haphazard. But I'd love to see what you guys are doing, or at least sort of hear what the philosophy of your display is. So ring in the comments. And all of this falls under something I've expressed on the channel before, which is the toys are supposed to be fun, which is why I'm having so much fun with who I stand next to who at what party, and imagine the weird conversation or fight they're about to get into. Anyway, bye. See you next week.